Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Wednesday, October 15th, 2024. Let's find out what's going on the economic calendar for today. CPI data from the Australia surprised the market participants. The CPI decreased from 1% to 0.2%, which is less than 0.3%. Forecast. The quarterly CPI decreased from 3.8% to 2.8%. French GDP 1.3%, beating the expectations of 1%. A coffee leading indicator from Switzerland is scheduled for this at 9 o'clock. Market participants expect a decrease from 105.5 to 105.1. Spanish CPI is scheduled for this at 9 o'clock. Eurozone GDP is scheduled for release at 11 o'clock, and in the meantime we got data from the Germany, unemployment change, unemployment rate, German GDP data. All of this are scheduled for release at 10 o'clock. At 11 o'clock we will get to know the atom forecast statement from the UK, and then we enter the US session. ADP Nonfarm employment change is scheduled for release at 1:15. The market participant expect a drop from 143,000 to 110,000. At the same time, Bank of Canada Governor McClellan will give a speech. 15 minutes later, we got the data scheduled for release from the US in form of the GDP and GDP price index. At the same time, we got the speech statement from the UK, and the German CPI data are scheduled for release at 2 o'clock today. Pending home sales scheduled for release at 3 o'clock. Crude oil inventories scheduled for release at 3:30. And then we got the comments from ECB Schnabel. Then we got the data from then we have the comments from the German BUBA President Joachim Nagel. This is for scheduled for release for 7 o'clock, and at 9:15 we got the Bank of Canada Senior Deputy Governor Rogers to give a speech. So plenty of data scheduled for release, plenty of various situations that might trigger the volatility across various markets for today. So let's just switch straight on to the charts. We start with the euro dollar. For our chart of the euro dollar is looks like it is actually made is actually making a double bottom, and as you can see, we got this very nice movement to the upside just recently, with the local high at 1.0840. Then no new low was made. We are above the trend line. If we there you go, if we extend the trend line, we can see that we've been up and down the trend line, eventually bouncing back up above the trend line. If we break above 1.0828 intraday, then 1.0840 should be tested, and then 100 periods moving average should be tested, which is 1.0872, and eventually 1.0893, and then 1.080911 should be tested. So those are the levels, next levels for bulls if they break above the intraday technical resistance at 1.0828. So it looks very nice for the bulls actually, because the momentum is already slightly positive. It doesn't go below the level of 40. It doesn't the price doesn't make any new low, so maybe it's a time for another movement to the upside. Maybe it's a time for another extension to the upside. Some sort of the bigger correction is coming to the euro dollar market with the targets as I just mentioned. Data from the UK might trigger the movement in the cable. So what is going on here? We've been testing the upper channel line, as you can see, and the market broke above this upper channel line finally. So maybe the multi-time frame bullish divergence is kicking in finally. So we are back above 1.3 again, but the rally was capped at the level of 1.3020, just below the 100 periods moving average at 1.3030. And now this is the key intraday short-term technical resistance, both the horizontal technical resistance and the 100 periods moving averages is 4-hour time frame chart, right? So when we break or if we break above this two levels, the next very nice level, let me just copy one more line for you guys, so we can know that the next very nice level is 1.3070. All of these are round numbers, interesting. And the next one is 1.31 finally. So there is, of course, plenty of the technical resistance here. Well, that's because the market has been moving down for quite extended period of time. Look at this. This is multi-divergence. This chart is begging for a correction, and this channel here is telling us that the correction is possible. So when we break above these two levels mentioned in the beginning, the market will be ready to rally. Okay, we got plenty of data from the US. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. Well, you might say, oh, there's nothing to look at because we keep moving up, and that's a sure thing. We got the upside movement here. As you can see, towards 5,900, the local high was 5,881. So we might place a technical resistance line. This is daily time frame chart. Every candle is a daily market volatility, right? So those two looks very nice. 5,868, 5,888. Those levels consist of the supply zone. There you go. Okay. So on the other hand, where is the support? It's obvious. You can see it straight on here. The support is here, 5,722. As long as you trade above the technical support, the outlook remains bullish, because all of this correction here, this one and this one and even this one are just internal correction during the up move. The biggest correction here we have on the S&P 500 is actually this one, I guess. This should be this one, and it will be like less than, there you go, than 5%. Yes, minus 4.46. All right, so this one is smaller than that one, and this one is smaller than that one. So as long as we won't have the minus 4.50% correction, downside correction, the outlook remains bullish with this nice positive consecutive momentum on a daily time frame chart. Bulls are in charge of this market. Next target 6,000 points on S&P 500. Now, last but not least, let's take a look at the Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is getting ready to make new all-time high. The recent high was just short of, let me just calculate very briefly how much it was short. I think it will be just a few $100. Yes, exactly $200 short of the new all-time high. So please be prepared, despite the fact that we are now on the extremely overbought conditions, that this market will test the all-time high or even break it, because this movement after the running flat correction was made, this movement is very strong in terms of the momentum. Even if we are now at the level of even if you were at the level of almost 86 points on a 4-hour chart, which indicates extremely overbought market conditions compared to 14 periods back, that doesn't actually mean the rally is over. Now it's a time, as you can see, the first there you go. Let me just move this. The first best initiated sell orders. So we got nice shadow, upper shadow, yeah, on this bar. This is a pin bar, of course. It looks shooting star-ish pin bar, something like this. Nevertheless, the point is that bears are basically defending the all-time high, right? So they are trying to push the market lower. We got inside bar next, inside bar next, inside bar next. Volatility is very much subdued, which is why when it bursts to the upside, it might take all of these sell orders with them. Okay, bulls might take all of the sell orders with them. We might see the short squeeze, and then eventually the market participants might consider closing the long trades, because there is enough liquidity. But that's only my scenario. We will see how this market will react on the if there will be a breakout, definitely sustained and consecutive breakout above the all-time high, the all-time high. and then we will see what will happen. All right, so right now outlook remains bullish, and please be prepared. Bitcoin is getting ready to break above the all-time high, make a new one. I don't know if there will be a marginal one or pretty substantial one. I don't know, 74,000, 75,000, maybe longer. The next round number and the target for the bulls is at the level of $80,000 for the Bitcoin. This is how it looks like for today. Thank you very much for watching my analysis, and I hope I see you guys next time. Take care and bye bye.